Wisdom says I'm nothing, but love says that I'm everything. And it's between those two that my life unfolds.
Hello. Thank you for joining me today here on Shaman Yoga. You're in for a treat with some myofascial release. We will be integrating a few yoga postures, yin yoga, to help facilitate some of the stretching. If you're unfamiliar with myofascial release, our fascia is our interconnective tissues that integrate our muscles, bones, and our organs. It's the thin lines. They store a lot of tension. There's lots of research being done in these areas, but in my experience, I've found that they really help pinpoint high tension areas and help blood flow physically as well as neurologically. For this class, recommend one main prop be a foam roller. This will be key. We might need tennis balls. I'm using a little firmer type yoga strap and our mats. And grab these things. Oh, as well as a yoga block. If you don't have these things, improvise as always. Pillows, books. This ball was once my dog's toy. There's lots of things that you can implement if you don't have the actual objects, and we'll grab those and get started. Coming down onto our mats. A few tips for this practice. Any areas that we will be looking at, if you are feeling pain, back off. Meet yourself at the edges that you are comfortable with. If this practice isn't for you, you can do it in bits and pieces or turn off the video. I appreciate you giving yourself this time today to find a bit of calmness and stillness and work through some tough spots within our bodies. With any myofascial release, we're not moving a lot. We're finding these areas and applying slight pressure. We're not trying to force them away. We're working with them to work through them. And any spots of tension that you find, we're only looking at about 40% effort into releasing. And your breath will be highly important as well. Any spots that you feel tension in areas, breathing into those areas will be tremendous in this practice. To begin, we'll start on our hands and knees. Do some wrist stretches. Palms planted firmly on the ground, directly under our shoulders. We're just gonna tilt forward, tilt back. Fingers are spread wide, flat back. Coming back to a tabletop position. Go ahead and move our hands out to the sides. Palms still pressed firmly, fingers spread wide. Just dipping our shoulders in towards the center of the mat, towards that opposite arm. Shake out your hips here as well. Just kind of rotating. Have a normal breath. Just make sure we're breathing. We're not holding our breath. Our hands backs of our hands onto the ground. If this is enough, you can just kind of sit here. If that's too much, you can bring your knees a bit closer in and take some of the pressure by engaging your core. And just bringing your backs of your hands slightly off. And just holding that, slightly letting your wrists forward. You can also take your hand and press your wrist as if you're pushing away, and your hand is holding your fingers. If we chose this first variant, we want to go a little deeper. You can keep the pressure in your hands, but then still tilt your seat back. You can hold stillness here or work into this. We still want space between our fingers. One more variant. We're going to take hands pressed firmly, palms facing the ground, fingertips are pointing back towards our knees. Again, if this is enough, stay here. If you're looking for a little more, still keeping space between our fingers, we're going to put a slight bend into our elbows and slowly lift our palms off the ground, stretching into our fingers, the bottoms of our palms. If you do a lot of yoga, it's a very beneficial stretch. Honestly, just any kind of work, writing, typing, exercising, forms of athleticism, sports. It's an area we don't necessarily target a lot, is our wrists, our hands. They need some love too. Coming out of this, go ahead and grab our tennis balls. We're going to plant that under our hand. We're just going to slowly apply pressure down into that palm and rotate, stretching out our fingers still, and just move the ball under our palm in small little circles. We're not doing this so much that we're losing control of the ball. If we find any target areas that feel good or maybe hurt good, you can always stay there. We'll be holding any spots generally about 30 seconds to about 90 seconds. If you're moving in circles, you can rotate counterclockwise or clockwise, the opposite direction initially. Here, sitting back onto your heels, or you can use a block under your seat. So we're going to go ahead and just take our opposite hand and starting through each digit, just applying pressure between our index finger and our thumb, giving ourselves a little hand massage, giving each digit some attention. Just having thumbs builds up a lot of tension. any dis-ease, carpal tunnel, any tendon issues, broken bones, being mindful. We're not looking for pain. We're looking for approaches that help make that pain more tolerable and go through it. Back onto our hands and knees, we'll switch the ball to the opposite side. The more familiar or comfortable you are, put more pressure into that. Again, as always with this kind of practice, if you find a spot that just feels like it's right, and just hold there. This video you can also watch, come back to later. If you're unfamiliar with the practice, feel a little bit nervous about doing this type of slower practice, that stillness can be hard to be with. That's understandable. We live such fast-paced lives. Sometimes this slowness, this mindful approaches are a wonderful balance to all the hustle and bustle, the activities that we do in our daily lives. Finding this kind of time may seem impossible. Little bits of time, consistently enough, can make great efforts to improve relaxation, your mobility, your flexibility, and just energetically live more peaceful lives. Back on to our heels, giving this hand a massage. I lift weights and then I game a lot, so thumbs are always sore. A lot of calluses in my palm. This is kind of the best massage you can give yourself without having to pay somebody. Moving on to our next target area, we'll meet on our backs. So here, go ahead and grab your strap. Work out our hamstrings a bit. So rolling, strap. If you don't have a strap, honestly use a lot of different things. An exercise band, a tie, you have a long sock, a shirt, a pillowcase would work. Anything that you has enough give that's like cloth, but that you can hold on to with comfort in between our shoulders and any areas that we're using our strap for. So the first one, meeting on the back, we're just going to wrap that around our foot. You can keep a bend in your knee throughout this whole movement. If that feels way too much for the back of your knee and then our hamstring, especially in the back of our knee, we're not stretching out our knee. We're trying to target the hamstring, so having enough space between the strap, your hands, And then your shoulders, so that they can still remain from the ground. Rocks the leg, extended, slight flex of the toes, but not too much that you're fully engaging the front of your quad. Keeping mindful awareness of your breath. And you're just going to slowly hold. Foot is pushing slightly into the strap as we use our hands to work our legs, forward our chest, but we're not meeting this movement with force. The more we hold these poses, the more we open up into them, the more we practice these poses, the more open we become. Hardening the hamstring in this way can help alleviate a lot of lower back pain, glute pain, hamstring muscles. And if this is too much, keep it bending in the knee. Little by little, as we open up into this stretch, using your hands to pull your thigh more towards your core. About 40 to 50% of effort here. Feel any twinges of pain, any stabbing sensations, please back off. This is your body. Take variations. Don't be scared. Use props or tools to assist you in the journey. Get a numb, tingling sensation. Back off. Here, extending the first leg out. Take a moment, wiggle your hips side to side. Lift your butt up. Pull that away from your spine, create a little bit more space in that lower back. Readjust your seat and your posture. And then taking the strap onto the opposite side, wrapping that right around the ball of our foot, which is the mound. So we're not going over our toes. We're not going on that ball, but right under. Ideally, my strap's quite long, so I like to wrap the strap around my hand at least once, maybe twice. And that way I'm not pulling with my back body. I'm just keeping a slight bend in my elbows, or pretty generous bend. And I can have my arms to support on the ground, but it's more, I'm letting gravity do a lot of the work. But my hands are staying firm enough. And just wrap around my hands with the strap, helps keep a firm grip. No two sides of our body are going to be the same. We have different dominances, we have different histories of injury, we all hold different trauma. It's being kind and compassionate to these parts of our body that we have to be used to working with. How'd you get in the garden? releasing that. Setting our strap off to the side. Go ahead and grab our foam roller. So here, a couple ways you can do this. I'm going to set that about the middle of your mat. Rotate onto our left side first. You can prop up on your elbows onto a block. We're just going to roll out on that outside of the thigh. If you find a spot very tight, kind of meet the edge of that spot. Slowly work your way into that. As the tension starts to release, as the muscles relax, as the fascia body disengages. Any spots that are extra tight, you just sit there. A little bit of rolling back and forth slowly works into those spots. But again, finding any extra tight spots, you can just sit there. Using our breath, our focus, our compassion to work through these areas of tension. We'll go ahead and rotate onto our opposite side. Here, if it's a lot for you to prop yourself up, you can come up onto your hands, have your blocks under your elbows, and take a block from the outside, so they're not just floating up on top of the foam roller. If you find yourself apprehensive as you come into any of these movements, not going into the full belly of where the tension sits, you're trying to relax into this, these stretches. By tensing, you're avoiding a bit. So by not diving straight into the heat of it. So say my middle of my hamstring, super tight. I had leg day yesterday. Kind of painful, but not painful as in the fact that like just pure hurts. It is a muscle soreness. Coming in the back of my knee, it's not as tight. So having the foam roller more away from the belly of the hamstring, I'm not feeling that as much. So as we work in and sit in to using the foam roller, with time it would slowly being an increase towards where the tension is radiating from. this is also a good alternative to being up on that foam roller with the side of the screw leg. Just being on your seat, doing some internal and external rotation. I have a block under that heel. Here, having the foam roller about mid-mat. We're gonna come onto our backs. So you're starting from your back. Just bring your heels into your glutes. And then we're going to put that foam roller right under our glutes. And keep your knees bent, feet planted, if that's a bit too much. So that'd be variation 1. Next form, having your hands planted behind you. You're just rolling out one glute at a time. Go ahead and switch sides. Never tried these practices before, I suggest that you just try to approach with an open mind, curiosity, exploring new ways, how we deal with our bodies, finding appreciation, a lot of times undigging the roots, the somatic patterns that our body can store without us even knowing. Coming off of the foam roller, coming to a quad stretch. So here we're grabbing our strap. If your knees are sensitive, you can double up your mat, as if I have here. You can always fold over your mat. That's when we're on our hands and knees. First side, taking strap into one hand, planting our left hand on the ground. You can either extend the left side leg back or keep this knee bent. We're going to wrap strap around the back side of our foot. Or come into like what in yoga we would call like dragon pose. So my strap is around the back side of my foot. I have the strap in one hand. And I'm just using this strap to apply a bit more pressure with firmness into that back right leg. Here we're opening up into our quad as well as our left side hip. More so if you're in this tripod position with your front left leg. If you're able, you can not incorporate the strap. I kind of had that all jacked up, honestly. Let's say you can keep your knee down, use your left hand side, grab that back foot. It's also a bit of a chest opener. Or come into the further variation of having your left foot extended forward. And then here, we'll use our left hand, bring that foot in. And then with the strap, it would still be around the back side of that foot, but we're not grabbing it with our right. I did have a little bit of a pause in the video there. Somebody arrived, catching my bearings, coming back into the practice. These things happen. We have busy lives. You might have children. It might be hard to dedicate this amount of time. Little gestures of self-care go a long way. Run that foot back down. Bring the foam roller back into play. I'm just going to come down onto our elbows. Keep that left hip off to the side. We're just going to roll out the front of our right side quad. Kovu. Kovu. Out. Out of the garden. Come on. Out. Controlling the vegetable garden for any critters. This little guy is Kovu, 7 years old, long-haired, purebred Chihuahua, full of ferocity and toughness. Just like these spots of tension, full of ferocity and toughness. The armor we put up to protect ourselves. Deep releases. You feel very vulnerable. When I first got into yoga, it was a lot of online stuff, because to go and open my body in such ways around other people, I couldn't fathom. But over time, I learned new ways to treat myself. Dropped old energy, worked through traumas, found sense of community, found renewed senses of self, and started to be able to find passion and community in these modalities. Coming off of that foam roller on that right side quad, go ahead and slowly make our way. If you're taking this variant, otherwise keeping this right knee on the ground, bringing that right foot to the top of the mat, Again, grabbing the strap if needed. So it's going to go around the bottom side of that foot. Be the same positioning under that mound when we did the hamstring stretch. So it's not on your toes and it's not too much up on your ankle. More about midfoot. Left hand's planted firmly. Just using the strap to grab that foot. If you don't need the strap, that's fair. Just reach back. Grab the outside edge of that foot with your hand if you chose this. Should be feeling the stretch in this left hip. It's extending. A bit of a chest opener if you're reaching back with your hand. And then the left side quad. In yoga, quads get a lot of work. They don't always get a lot of love. This is one of the main positions for quad stretches in yoga. Too much weight to bear up here. Loosen that foot. Come into a little bit of a toe stretch. So, up on our knees. Toes are on the ground behind us. Wearing shoes often, you don't have a lot of toe splay. The splay being how much space is in between each of those toes. Go ahead and take and spread them out. If this is too much, kneeling forward, hands can be planted, be able to block. You can also have a block under your seat. Slowly lifting up out of that, bringing our hands to the ground, untucking our toes. You can subtly kick your feet against the mat, let circulation return. So here we'll take some hip circles. So just hands planted, up on our knees, slowly rotating our hips back towards our heels, frontwards towards our wrists. And switching opposite direction. find our way onto our seat. Planting our left hand onto the ground, extending our right hand out, reaching our fingers towards the sky, coming into a side bend. Taking a breath, returning that hand to the ground, extending our left hand up towards the sky, stretching into our left side body. Switching to our left side. Just following the pace of your breath. Coming back up with a tall spine. Crown is reaching towards the sky. Slight tuck in our chin. We're going to extend our left fingers out. You can pitch up your fingers as if you could fit a ball. He stole my ball. Diesel! Go get that ball. What'd you do with it? You stole it. So to be fair, I stole it from him originally. Go get the ball. Go get it. Sorry for the delay, the distraction. Pitching those left fingers up. We're gonna take. Good boy. Can I have it back, please? Can I have it back? You good boy with the dog slobbers and everything. No, it's mine. You had it. Go get that ball. Look at that one. Go get that one. Look, go get that one. Go get that one. Go get that one. Look. Over there. Good boy. Get it. He's not in professional. There goes the formula. Okay. Here we go. No more delay. With our left hand on the ground, you can pitch your fingers up and then reach them away for a little more. Extending our right hand up towards the sky, resting that on the side of our skull. We're not pulling down with this right hand. We're just resting our hand on our side of our head, letting gravity start to open into our neck. Breathing into our neck, making sure that we're not hiking our shoulder up. If you're here, and that's just enough, stay there. With time, deep breaths as we open up. You can extend those left fingers out, slightly walk your fingers more and more away from you. From the sides of our head, we're going to go ahead and rotate our chin as if we were tucking it into our chest. Slightly move your hand towards the back of your head. Still looking off to our right side. Still letting gravity pull our heads down. We're not forcing our head to come down with our hand, but this is more just rest. releasing our right hand, planting that onto the ground, taking our left hand onto our right side knee, bringing our right hand behind us, opening into a twist. We're not cranking into this twist. Our hands are anchors. Neck. So you can look over that backside shoulder, but we're not trying to gain leverage with our hands or by contorting our necks and our faces into the twist. Finding the range of motion that's comfortable within your spine. Returning back to center. Taking our right fingers, pitch those up and plant them firmly. Left hand reaches towards the sky. Bringing your left side ear towards your shoulder. As I mentioned earlier, no two sides of our body will be the same. I hold a tremendous amount of tension in my right side neck. I do have some rotator issues in this shoulder and I've broken my right side pinky. So this line in my body, always take a little bit of extra care. While it's still my dominant side, so it's certain motions that are stronger. There's certain motions where it is weaker. Bringing the left hand towards the back of our skull, tucking our chin as if we're trying to meet our left armpit. Adjusting, making sure that we're staying tall on our spine if we start to slouch. A lot of the cues I give are simple reminders for myself, just as much for any viewers. Slowly letting the hand drop away, taking our right hand to our left knee, left hand comes behind us, twisting into our left side. Each inhale brings you taller, and with the exhale, we relax into the twist. Out of that twist. We'll go ahead and grab our foam roller. Here, I'm going to bring these right under our shoulder blades. If this is ever too much pressure on your spine, please see any professional medical advice. That's not what I'm here to give. So, just start here. Blocks are very useful. You'll prop yourself up if needed. Grabbing this right under your shoulder blades. You might find that this is good enough. If that is the truth, you just stay here. Stay in this position. I'm going to bring my heels towards my glutes and begin to roll out along my spine, being very precarious along our spine. Going to be rolling along the length of it. Using a firm core brace, caution, mindfulness. I am tight in my back. Once you feel comfortable, feel free also at any point just pause the video if you want to work in any of the spots any longer. We're going to take our block. I'm going to have mine on the lowest setting. I'm going to take my ball as well. You don't have to have your head up on the block if that's too much on your neck. I'm going to set my ball on my block and place that right under that occipital bone, that spot where there's the crevice that comes up from the top of your neck, and that protruding bone where the base of your skull meets the top of your spine. Perfect little divot there. I'm going to place that ball right there. You can bring the ball down to the ground. This is too much contraction on your neck. You want to be relaxing into these poses, these movements. Meeting tension with tension becomes a clash. We're not at war. We're here to alleviate the effects the war has had upon our bodies. These hidden areas store so much tension. By meeting them, you are understanding that there's history there. There's a good chance that your body has been waiting for this exact moment for you to give it the attention it's been asking for. Might possibly use my hands to help keep the ball stable. Towards the opposite sides, the bottom of the skull. lots of extra tension. Giving that some extra love. And attention. Again, feel free to pause the video. I'm going to roll on to our side, having the ball up on that block. Just going to place that directly under her temple. You can use your hand as a bit of a buffer if that's too much. Relaxing our jaw, relaxing the corners of your eyes. Switching over to our opposite side. I'm not doing a lot of rolling. Just letting it rest right through the divot of my temple. Got my eyes closed. Taking deep breaths. Making sure to not tense up my jaw. Got my hand there, so it's just kind of a bit of a boundary so that I don't dump all my pressure of my neck and my head onto the ball. Ball. We'll find our way up onto our seat. We'll finish with a little bit of tapping and facial massage. So here, just a comfortable seat, tall spine. We're taking the tips of our fingers, finding our collarbone. We're just going to tap right along the collarbone. Deep breaths, deep belly breaths, exhaling, grounding into our seat, letting any tension pour out from the tops of our crown to the ground beneath us, feeling the points of contact that our fingers are making with our sternum and our collarbone, that our skin is making with the ground underneath. Start to bring our fingers up. We're going to tap right under our cheekbones, or right on our cheekbones, under our eyes. And we're not digging our fingers into our face. It's just slight movements. Just take the middle fingers, tap the sides of your temple. And then we're going to bring our fingers over our eyebrows. Wrapping our hands around the backs of our necks, slowly brushing our fingers over our head, fingers touching, meeting your third eye, massaging your eyebrows out, making a rotation around your temples, back of your jaw, slowly brushing on the front of your neck. And our hands meet at our heart. This practice is new for you today. Thank yourself for showing up. Thank you for joining me. Finding a little time to be soft with ourselves can be challenging. I sincerely appreciate you, your time, and your efforts. Feel free to like this video, give me a subscribe, or comment with feedback, any suggestions, or any content you'd like me to see me work through. And here, be the light in this world that you started to cultivate here today. Namaste.
Two corners of the mouth lifting to the sky. That's called a smile.